Welcome. So a lot of Minnesota Wild fans will tell you they feel a little bit torn about this buyout of Parise and Suter, but they knew it had to happen, right? In order to free up not just cap space, of course, but maybe more importantly, 2 more slots in the expansion draft so they could protect a couple of players, which I really like to dig into. But before I do, let's briefly look over the numbers. Now, these 2 guys signed way back in 2012 to matching 13-year deals, which were outlawed the very next year by the NHL. The initial cap hit per player over the next 4 seasons would have been $7.54 million. Now, doing the math, the new cap hit for the next number of seasons here for 21-22, they're going to save $10.3 million. But then for 22-23, that's going to take a nosedive, and they're only going to save $2.3 million. Then for 23-20 to 25, for each of those seasons, they'll be saving $300,000 only. And then from the 25 to 29 seasons, it'll take a $1.7 million cap hit against. Now, this is all according to the score by Josh Wegman. If you want to take a look at the digits there. What does this mean for the expansion draft? Let's take a closer look at that briefly. They can go one of 2 ways, obviously, as the rest of the NHL. They can either choose to protect 7 forwards, 3 defensemen, and a goaltender, or 8 skaters, which is a mix of forwards and defense, and a goaltender. Now, who do they protect? Is it Kakkonen or Talbot? It's not necessarily a gimme, meaning they're going to protect Kakkonen and then, look at the UFA market to sign somebody else for around the same sort of cap hit. Talbot's looked really good the past couple seasons. He was terrific in the playoffs for them. And yeah, he's 34, though. Signed for 2 more seasons at 3.6. But the kind of numbers he was putting up was terrific. Kakkonen so far, he's still young. He's 24 years old. He's been a bit streaky, though, right? This is a really good defense, which Talbot has thrived under, but Kakkonen not as much so far. So which route will they go? I would like to hear from you Wild fans about that especially. Now, the rest of the scenario gets a little tricky, right? Because if they go with 8 players, you'd think they protect Spurgeon, Brodin, Dumba, and Soucy right off the bat. So they don't have to necessarily trade Dumba or even Soucy, but then it becomes really difficult when we start talking about the forward bunch because they have to protect Zuccarello. They're definitely going to protect Eriksson Ek, and then they're obviously protecting Fiala, who they have to re-sign as an RFA with arbitration rights. They don't have to protect Kaprizov under the NHL expansion rules. But then they have to pick one of either Marcus Foligno or Greenway or maybe even Hartman. Pick between one of those 3 guys, and that's really difficult. I sort of lean between the choices of Greenway and Foligno, but, Sturm is a decent, depth centerman. That's tough. So you got to say, oh, well, they should be leaning towards protecting 10 players and a goaltender instead, which means they don't have to worry about their forwards, but they would have to make one of, Dumba or Soucy open to the Kraken, and unless they trade one of them, and everyone thinks that it would just be Dumba. Soucy's a really good depth defensive defenseman, and he's a hulking man. He's, what is he, like 6'6"? He was like a plus 22, give or take, I want to say. He's a left defender. Dumba's numbers have kind of declined ever since he got injured. What is he? Tore that muscle 3 seasons ago, and he's got 2 more years at $6 million per season, though, which would open up a lot of cap space for them because Soucy's only making 2.75 till he becomes a UFA. They're both the same age. They're 26. So this is a bit of a conundrum. I would love to hear, again, from you, especially Minnesota fans, on what you think they're going to do, who you think they're going to protect. Are they going to trade Dumba before, or even Soucy for that matter, before the expansion draft? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, which will alert you when my next video comes out. And please don't forget to be kind to each other in this crazy world we're living in right now. And I'll see you soon.